Ever wondered how much nurses actually make in USA versus Canada? Well, ladies and gents, welcome to the Grand Nurse Showdown. Imagine this as a boxing match with gloves swapped for stethoscopes. In the left corner, hailing from the land of the stars and stripes, we've got the American nurses. And in the right corner, from the land of maple syrup and ice hockey, stand the Canadian nurses. So are you ready to dive into the ring? First, let's tackle the home team. How much do American nurses actually pocket? Now you might be thinking, well, they're nurses, so they probably make a decent amount, right? And you'd be correct, my friend. On average, registered nurses in the United States rake in about $70,000 a year. But let's put that into perspective. Imagine you're a nurse, and every year you're getting a whopping $70,000 check. That's like buying a brand new mid-range car every year. But instead of a shiny new ride, you're trading it in for blood pressure cuffs and stethoscopes. Talk about a wild ride. So you thought nurses just had to deal with bedpans and bandages, huh? Well, you're not entirely wrong there. But in addition to the, less glamorous aspects of the job, nurses are also the heart of the healthcare system. They're the ones running around the hospital making sure everyone is taken care of. And for that, they're compensated pretty darn well. But wait, there's more. Let's not forget about our nurse practitioners. These are the folks who've gone the extra mile, earning additional qualifications and responsibilities. And guess what? They're pulling in around $110,000 a year. That's right, folks. These super nurses are making more than some doctors. And what about our specialized nurses? Neonatal anesthesia, critical care, you name it, there's a specialized nurse for it. These pros earn anywhere from $90,000 to $150,000 a year. So, you see, nursing isn't just about the scrubs and the bedside manner. It's a profession that can offer a comfortable living, and let's not forget the priceless reward of helping others. Not bad, right? But hold on to your hats for the Canadian side, because we're about to venture into the Great White North and see how our neighbors to the north stack up. So stick around because this nursing showdown is just getting started. Now, let's take a look at the challengers, our Canadian nurses. These warriors of the north are not just about saying sorry and chowing down on poutine. They're also tackling healthcare with a vengeance, eh? But what about the green stuff? The moolah, the cash, the dough? Well, hold on to your toques because we're about to dive into the frosty world of Canadian nursing salaries. In the Great White North, the average nurse's salary is a snug 54,000 Canadian dollars per year. That's right, folks, $54,000 worth of beaver pelts, or about the cost of 40,250 Tim Hortons coffees. Now you might be thinking, that's a lot of loonies and toonies. And you'd be right, but remember, this is an average. Some nurses are making more, some are making less. It all depends on factors like experience, specialization, and location. Take, for instance, the bustling city of Toronto. Nurses there are making an average of $68,000 a year. That's enough to buy a small army of hockey sticks, or if you're feeling particularly Canadian, about 54,240 servings of poutine. But let's not forget about our friends in the rural areas. Nurses in these less populated regions might be earning less, around $46,000 a year. But hey, the cost of living is lower, and the views are spectacular. It's not all about the money, right? But what about benefits? Canadian nurses also receive comprehensive health insurance, paid time off, and, brace yourselves, pension plans. Yes, you heard that right. In the land of the Northern Lights, nurses are not only caring for others, but they're also being cared for. So who's taking home the bacon? Is it our friends from the land of the free, or our neighbors up north, where the healthcare is free? Let's compare and see who's really making a killing in the nursing field. All right, folks, it's time for the face-off. USA versus Canada, who's got the bigger paycheck? Let's dive right into it. When it comes to nursing salaries, it's a bit like comparing apples to oranges, or should I say, poutine to hamburgers. On the surface, it might seem like nurses in the USA are taking home the bigger slice of the pie, with an average annual salary of around $74,000. Meanwhile, our friends up north in Canada are earning an average of $65,000 a year. But hold on to your stethoscopes, folks, because we're not just talking about gross income here. We need to consider the cost of living, taxes, and benefits too. In terms of cost of living, the USA is a mixed bag. It's like a lucky dip where you could end up in a penthouse in Manhattan or a cozy cabin in Montana. On average, though, the cost of living is lower in the USA than in Canada. Now let's talk taxes. You can't escape them, not even in your dreams. In the USA, the tax rate can go up to almost 40%, while in Canada, it can reach up to 33%. So while our Canadian friends might be earning less, they're also keeping a little bit more of that hard-earned cash. And then there's the question of benefits. In the USA, health insurance can feel like a game of the price is right, and not always in a good way. On the other hand, Canada has a publicly funded healthcare system, so while nurses in the USA might be earning more on paper, they also have to consider the cost of their own healthcare. And let's not forget about vacation time. In Canada, nurses are entitled to at least 2 weeks of vacation every year, and that's not including public holidays. Meanwhile, in the USA, it's a bit of a free-for-all, with some nurses getting just 1 week off a year. So if we're tallying up the score, it's not as clear-cut as you might think. Sure, nurses in the USA might be bringing home more bacon, but they're also juggling higher living costs, potentially higher taxes, and the cost of healthcare. Meanwhile, nurses in Canada might be earning less, but they're also enjoying lower taxes, more vacation time, and have their healthcare covered. Remember, it's not just about the money, but who can afford more poutine or hamburgers. So, there we have it, folks. But wait, there's more. But money isn't everything, right? Let's look at the perks of being a nurse in USA and Canada. In the land of the free and the home of the brave, the USA, nurses enjoy a range of benefits. Let's start with job satisfaction. Nurses in the USA often report a high level of satisfaction due to the opportunity to make a real difference in people's lives. Imagine you're not just serving up a burger, you're serving up life-saving care. Then there's the work-life balance. Yes, the shifts can be long, but the flexibility is a real win. You can work 3 days a week and still be considered full-time. That's 4 days off. 4 days for Netflix binging, dog walking, or whatever floats your boat. Now let's head north to Canada, where the air is colder, but the hearts are warm. Canadian nurses also enjoy job satisfaction. And with Canada's robust healthcare system, there's a feeling of being part of something bigger. Plus, the opportunities for growth and specialization are vast. You could become a superhero in scrubs, mastering the art of critical care or pediatrics. And let's not forget about vacation days, because who doesn't love a good vacation day, am I right? In Canada, you can expect around 4 weeks of vacation right from the start. That's a lot of time for ice fishing or maybe something a bit warmer. So, nursing in USA or Canada, which one's for you? Well, folks, that was a wild ride, wasn't it? We've taken a deep dive into the world of nursing, comparing the earnings and benefits in both the USA and Canada. We've seen the home team and the challengers, and boy, did they put up a good fight. So which side are you on? Are you Team USA with their competitive salaries and ample opportunities? Or are you Team Canada with their impressive benefits and affable beavers? Maybe you're packing your bags for the land of the free, or perhaps you're headed to the home of the beaver. Either way, you're about to embark on a rewarding journey. As we close this grand showdown, let's not forget that regardless of the numbers, nursing is a noble profession. At the end of the day, it's not just about the money, but the satisfaction of helping others that truly counts. Don't forget to subscribe for more such interesting videos. And remember, whether you're a nurse in the USA or Canada, you're a knockout in our books.